Pick the Nintendo Shack and pray. Frederick from Fire Emblem Awakening says, yo.
Greetings, Koopalings! Welcome to this week's episode of the Nintendo Shack podcast. It is Mario Kart DLC Eve, which is very exciting because we haven't had real Mario content in a really long time. You could say
definitely.
You could say home circuit counted. I don't know. This is exciting. I'm super excited. We have some Mario Kart DLC news to talk about. We have lots and lots of your questions to answer tonight about Mario Kart and some other topics. You'll always come through with the awesome Nintendo questions, so I'm excited. And we have some other little news as well to talk about tonight. But I think Mario Kart is definitely what's on people's minds tonight. I don't know about you, Garrett, but it has been for me. And I'm excited.
Just letting you know, Rebecca, not really.
Really?
I don't know. Like, I'm kind of Mario Kart 8 out.
I am too, but like,
Yeah.
I'm hoping that this gives like a little fresh feeling into the game, because I feel like for so long, like I've wanted new courses, and these, I know they're not new courses, and I think we'll get into this with some of the questions later, but I think a lot of them are going to be new to me. So I'm excited to jump back in. I've been waiting. I've been patient. It'll hold me over until, these next couple big releases, and
For sure.
The waves are spread out. But before we start talking about Mario, do you have something to add?
No, totally unrelated.
Okay. Well, I was gonna say, before we get into Mario Kart, what do you have to say?
It's day outside.
It is day.
Still lit.
Because of the time change.
What is this daylight saving bull?
Man,
Like, I can't.
Oh my gosh.
We lost an hour.
Everything that they're talking about with getting rid of daylight savings, does that mean like it would stay in what we're in right now, or it would be the other one?
I think it's... Oh man, I actually don't know. I would have to check that.
I hope it would be the other one, but I think most people prefer this one where it's later for longer. Mm-hmm. Is that what it is?
It's really yeah, the summer is like longer days, so they think like shifting an hour changes like I actually don't understand the logic.
Wasn't it like it was set years and years and years and years and years ago because of like farmers needing longer daylight hours for crop growing and for like crop harvesting and things like that? Like, I thought that was the whole reason why daylight saving time existed to begin with. Is it not?
No.
Is that a rumor, like a myth?
That's more of a myth. Look it up. Like, I think I think it happened during the 20th century. It was just like, I think it was probably in the, I don't know. I would have to look it up, but I think it was actually set in the 20th century, not like anytime before. I don't know about farmers or whatever. But yeah, it's just...
I am a little bit of a bat. I don't like sunlight. I like it dark. I constantly have to be reminded to pull up my shades so that sunlight comes in, and that
you need some vitamin D. At least some.
Yeah, I know. And I'm so white. I don't get enough sun. So I probably should, but I like winter. I like the dark. It's definitely throwing me off. And then I hate this one. I hate the spring forward when you lose an hour. Because it just throws me off. I know it's only 1 hour, but it does throw me off. I like the one in the fall because you get an extra hour of sleep.
Mm-hmm.
So
sure.
I don't know. I could do without the daylight savings time. I would prefer if they just got rid of it.
Yes, totally agree. It's totally arbitrary and totally stupid. So let's just...
It really is.
Come on, Congress, just pass it. And so the U.S. and then everyone else will follow suit, like Europe and Canada. That would be great.
When I was studying abroad in Denmark in college, they have daylight saving time there, but
they do.
Just the sunlight, because they're so far north, is so different than than it is here. I was there in the winter, like it was from January to May, so I was only, there for the first part of their spring. But in the winter time, it's dark like all the time. Like it doesn't start getting light until like 8 o'clock, and then it starts getting dark at like 4 o'clock, and they like it that way. But then in the summer, which I didn't get to experience, is it's light for so much longer. Like the sun comes up at like 4 a.m. and then it sets at like 9 p.m. It's like crazy.
Can you imagine that? Like,
no, I can't.
Every
so
day. It's like throughout the year, it's totally different days. I feel like my mood with the sun up or down, it's totally different. So having it kind of like shift throughout the year.
Yeah.
Whew.
And those Scandinavian countries are rated like the happiest countries in the world, and they don't let that darkness affect them.
Good for them.
Yeah. And then there's places in like the polar ends of the earth where it's dark 24 hours, and then it's light 24 hours, and it could be midnight and it could be sunny. It's crazy.
I remember going on an Alaskan cruise during the summer, and that was super cool. The sun, I'm like, you can still see like sunlight of some kind, like at 2 a.m.
That's so bizarre.
Yeah.
I like that though. So bizarre. I don't know how people sleep normal circadian rhythm. I don't get it. But are you doing any gaming lately? Because I'm not. Actually, I'm not doing gaming. What are you doing?
Actually, I mean, not too much, really. We'll get into a question later in this show that speaks to one of the games I got back into. But really, I'm just reviewing the game that I am reviewing, and that's pretty much it. I had I had a couple friends coming over the weekend, so we were kind of just busy doing, actual outdoor activities and getting good food, and that's
playing the game of in real life.
Exactly, the game of real life.
Yeah, same.
So the weekend was good, and then I'm actually still doing more work on top of my work because I need to wrap up the papers that were in my PhD. So I'm setting up block of time like every day just to wrap that up. And so not much gaming really. Other than that, I'm trying to think. I'm not back to SMT5 right now. I'm just playing that other game I'm reviewing. And that's pretty much it. I think
Are you enjoying the game that you're reviewing?
Yes, I am enjoying it.
Good. I don't know what it is. Any listeners, if you think I have intel, I do not. I have no idea what game it is, and I don't know when we're going to get to hear about it. But
I think I mentioned it a little too early when I just like looked at the days and I'm like, oh, I don't want to mention it like too long.
Is it like really, really early? Like how early are we talking?
I mean, I will mention it next week. How about that?
Is it something it's going to make me jealous that you're playing it so early?
No. Okay. I don't think you would really care.
I had some theories, but that I don't know. I don't want to say. No, I'm not going to say anything.
Okay, we're done.
We're done.
Shutting my. I keep saying it's gonna be a huge surprise, guys. It's like I'm gonna just shut up now.
I have not been doing a whole lot of gaming. I'm kind of in a little funk. I keep trying to get into the post game of Pokemon. I'm not getting into the post game of Pokemon. I pick it up, I look at it, I put it down. I have a little indie game that I started called Monochrome Order, and it's pretty cool. It's like very decision heavy, and I like that. Pick it up, look at it, put it down. Not because I don't like it. I like all these things, but I'm in one of those moods.
It's like you can't really pick a game right now. Is that?
I know. Yeah, I'm hoping that this Mario Kart, it gets me picking it up because it's something that like my friends will be wanting to play, and I'll be hopping in with them. It'll kind of give me an excuse to like turn on my Switch and like keep it on. I keep wanting to go back to Animal Crossing. Like I keep during my lunch breaks and stuff at work, I like Google Switch hacking and save editors for Animal Crossing. I think that's going to be my summer project. That's going to be my summer project because I don't know a single thing, and I am asking out to the universe, the listeners right now, if you have hacked a Switch and you can explain it to me like I'm stupid because I don't know any of the things that I'm reading, and like I don't want to mess anything up. I don't even want. The only thing I want to do is use a save editor on Animal Crossing. That's all I want to do. I don't want to do any of the other stuff. I don't care about custom firmware. I don't care about ROMs. I don't care about it. I just want to mess with Animal Crossing.
You're opening a can of worms when you get into this homebrew hacking situation. That's why I just like. Yeah, it's going to be pretty complicated to get the things that you want. Animal Crossing hacking.
Can I like buy a hacked Switch? Like, is that a thing that I can just like pay somebody to do it for me, or like buy one that's already hacked?
No, hacking a Switch is not hard if you have the Switch model.
I have the Switch. I have the day one Switch.
Okay. I don't pay someone to hack your Switch.
I can like if I follow step by step, like even I can do it.
Yes, the system is not hard. It's the specific Animal Crossing saving and editing.
That's the hard part?
I think that's the hard part.
Because I was watching videos on that. That didn't seem like the hard part to me.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, if you don't think so.
They have like map editors. They have village editors.
Well, I sent you that guide, right?
I know. That's what I looked at.
Okay, I think it has everything that you need, like a Wikipedia. It's like, hey, if you got this Switch, you're gonna go.
They use all these acronyms that I don't understand.
Ooh, all right. I guess
there's like a word called caffeine. That's like it's like if your Switch is caffeine, or if it's this black badoo, like all these like words.
I'll have to look back at it again, but it seems like as straightforward as the 3DS and the Vita hacking guide, more or less. You download a file, you jam it into Switch, it's gonna do some magic programming for you, and then there you go.
I don't have time to do it now, so I'm going to do it on June 20 whatever, my first day of summer break.
And Jules,
maybe I'll do it over spring break. I won't. I'll try not to break it, Jules. Maybe spring break, because it won't take me more than a week to do this, right?
It shouldn't. It shouldn't take you more than a day. It shouldn't take you more than like 5 hours. How about that?
Really? Oh my god! Yeah, I don't want to break it. If somebody listening has hacked their Switch and can reassure me, reach out to me.
Send their instructions to Rebecca's way. She has the Switch that's the first model before the battery revision. Like, it's the OG Switch, right? Am I correct?
Day one.
Cool. All right, so you have the Switch model ready to go. You got the exploit ready to go. So all you need.
I look forward to not hearing from somebody because nobody wants to admit that they've done it, or nobody wants to. I don't know. In any case, hopefully there is gaming in my future. I say that every week.
Is it gonna be like you think? What about any future Switch games coming out? Kirby? Is that one?
I don't know. I'm going back and forth on Kirby. I said I was going to try it. Like, maybe I wait for reviews, because I feel like I haven't even been motivated to download the demo. And like, if I'm not even motivated to download the demo, why the heck would I buy Kirby?
Yeah, don't buy the game then. If you're not motivated to get the demo, at least try it. Then don't get Kirby.
Like, maybe when the reviews come out, and if they're good, then maybe I try the demo and see if it's for me.
Sounds good. Yeah, there's actually not other than Kirby, and then there's also Switch. Was it Switch Sports about to come out too?
I think is that June or July?
Oh, that's much later. That's in the summer. Okay.
I think my next definite purchase is Chrono Cross on like April. Is it like 7th?
No, Switch Sports is April 29th.
Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't know that game was April. What the heck?
No. I knew it was much sooner because Donnie is like, oh my gosh, I got too many Switch games now. I got Kirby and Switch Sports. So yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Switch Sports is coming up. It's in the line.
Okay. Well, Chrono Cross comes out before that, so that'll be my next big game.
Chrono Cross. Yeah, and definitely get on
Spader says Rune Factory 5 is out Tuesday. I'm not getting that. I feel like there hasn't been a lot of like hype around that.
Rune Factory. Well, that's a marvelous XC game. I'm sure the people who enjoy Rune Factory and those type of games are into it, I mean, you may be into it. It's kind of like, I don't know. Have you played like? No, you haven't played probably, but it's Stardew Valley, Animal Crossing, but more
Were you Story of
RPG.
Seasons?
No, I was about to say Fantasy Life. That was on
Oh
3DS
no,
as well.
yeah, no.
But it's more RPG than even Stardew Valley. It's like there's level ups, and then there's like
Maybe I would like
like
it.
you can check the reviews. I would check
Yeah,
reviews first before diving into it. So
I know that one's
I
a
don't know.
long time coming. I know people were
I'm
excited for
just
that for a long
thinking for
time.
you, and there's a lot of Square Enix and Capcom sales right now if you want to get into those. But
That's true. That's true.
anyways,
But yeah, I think April is really end of March, April. That's kind of where things are going to be picking up pace because it's gonna start happening fast. Once you get through
we get
April, then we got June games, then we got no May games. I skipped a whole month.
we got the May games, and then we got the June game.
Then we got
You know.
E3. Splatoon's got to come out somewhere in there, early summer probably.
What's in May? I don't even know what's in May. Drawing a blank here. On Switch games release in May.
I don't think anything's coming out in May yet.
I'm sure
that we know about.
Something's coming out in May.
No,
That's
I don't think.
pretty crazy.
I don't
Oh
think
no, May
anything's
is
coming.
totally empty. Okay, cool. Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Sounds good, man.
We'll be playing Wii Sports, Switch Sports. Yeah,
Switch
but
Sports,
it's gonna start.
basically the whole month.
It's dry, but it's gonna start picking up pace because like there's so many things that we don't have release dates for. Like I feel like they have to start telling us.
We need a direct. Is that what
Advanced
you're saying,
Wars
Rebecca?
won't come out. Advanced Wars will not come out in May.
Advanced
Or
Wars
this
won't
year.
come out this year. You know.
No.
Yeah,
No.
pretty much. Yeah. Well, all the more reason to go back into the backlog. You know.
All the more reason for me to hack my Switch for Animal Crossing.
Hey. If you're able to.
Let's talk about Mario Kart. I think that's what everyone's waiting for, right? The Mario Kart 8 Deluxe DLC. It's coming out tonight/tomorrow. I think a lot of people are waiting for it. It's already out in most parts of the world. It's been rolling out. They didn't really say a release time for it. So probably tonight, if you're listening to the recorded version of this podcast, it's probably already out. They are releasing.
I got update data on my Mario Kart.
Did it like just come out just now?
I think so. In like California. Oh well, I don't want to close that game. Anyways, I'm not checking right now.
It might be out. If you're listening to this live, it might be out. Feel free to listen to us while you check out the DLC courses. There are 2 cups being added in this first wave. Remember, there are 6 waves in total that are coming. The first wave has the Golden Dash Cup, which includes Paris Promenade from Mario Kart Tour, Toad Circuit from Mario Kart 7, Choco Mountain from Mario Kart 64, and Coconut Mall from Mario Kart Wii. And then the second cup is the Lucky Cat Cup, which includes Tokyo Blur from Mario Kart Tour, Shroom Ridge from Mario Kart DS, Sky Garden from Mario Kart Super Circuit, and Ninja Hideaway from Mario Kart Tour. That makes 3 tour courses, and then kind of a mix of some other stuff. Did you play any tour, Garrett?
No, and I don't want to. I think it's good that they're bringing in these courses from Mario Kart Tour, though, because they are definitely not in any other mainline Mario Kart games, and we've gotten a lot of actually remakes from previous courses in Mario Kart 8. So I'm glad they're bringing these over. If
you didn't play Mario Kart Tour, these are brand new courses for you. So that's exciting. And they look good. From what I've seen, they look good. They look like, they're full courses. They don't look like they're, just mobile game courses from what I've seen. And that's, I feel like that's less work for them, that they're giving us more courses, but they don't have to remake them. They already exist.
Pretty much. And I'm very excited for Choco Mountain and Coconut Mall.
Oh my gosh, me too. Well, let's jump into the questions. We had a lot of people write into us about questions specifically about Mario Kart's DLC and Mario Kart in general. And then if there's anything else that you want to add after we have talked about the questions, we can do so. So West 3DP wants to know, and he's addressing this to Garret specifically, I think.
Okay, sure.
Maybe for a reason at the end of the question. He says, I need to know if people who don't have the DLC can still play the new tracks online with people who do. Like if people who do make a lobby. You're Nintendo, right?
Well, let's just say I'm not Nintendo, okay? That's been proven. I am not Nintendo. But if I was, I would totally make that happen, but that's probably not going to be the case.
It is the case. People in North America have already been playing the DLC courses by joining lobbies of people who are in like the UK and other such places.
I'm actually surprised by that.
This was also the case in Mario Kart Wii U, Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U, where when they added the DLC, you could join online, and if people selected the DLC courses, you would get to play them too. So you can't select them if you don't have the DLC, but if somebody else selects it and it gets chosen, you can. Or if you do like an online lobby with somebody, and then they say like, okay, we're gonna do the Lucky Cat Cup, then it'll go through the Tokyo Blur, the Shroom Ridge, the Sky Garden.
That's pretty cool, actually.
So you really don't need to buy this if you have friends who have it.
Playing with others and it. Yeah. So if you don't,
and reminder, that this DLC, if you have the online expansion pack, the online plus whatever it's called.
Online expansion pack, yes.
You get this DLC included.
Cool. Yeah. Which is really cool. I have it, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Cool.
Kyle the Pug wants to know, which Mario Kart DLC track are you most excited for? He says, until Mario Kart 8, I hadn't played Mario Kart since 64, so these tracks will be all new to me. Should I keep my expectations low, or should my expectations be going through the roof?
They should always be going through the roof, Kyle. But yeah, no, I know you're very excited for Coconut Mall. Choco Mountain, though.
Okay, so I'm sort of like Kyle, where the only Mario Kart that I've really had a lot of experience with was Wii, Mario Kart Wii. So I'm very excited about Coconut Mall, just because that's like a course that I played a lot of in Mario Kart Wii. But I'm kind of in the same boat, Kyle, where all of these other courses, I really haven't played them. Like I haven't experienced them. I played, a little bit of Mario Kart 64. I don't know Choco Mountain like the back of my hand. I haven't played Tour. I played a little bit of 7. Haven't played DS. Haven't played Super Circuit. So to me, it feels like these are brand new courses for us. We're going to be experiencing new content. So I think, if
the Super Circuit, is that the real life toy one?
No, Super Circuit was for the Game Boy Advance.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you're thinking of Home Circuit.
That's what confused me. Okay. Sounds good. I'm sure I played Shroom Ridge. I played a ton of Mario Kart DS because I remember like during middle school having like the download play with other players. So like we were on the bus together and we were able to do download play with other DSs, and so people who don't have the game were able to play, which is whatever stadium or whatever course. So,
which is kind of like the case now, where if you don't have it, but you know somebody who does, you get the perks of that. So I don't know about through the roof, Kyle, but you should be excited.
Choco Mountain is oh man, Mario Kart 64 is very nostalgic for me. I played a ton of Mario Kart.
And 64. Then the other thing, because some people were able to get into this DLC early if they were in other regions or whatever, but they ripped the music. And I feel like, does your brain ever do this where you see or hear something and like it's from your childhood and you have like in your head what it looked like or what it sounded like, and your brain makes it so much better than it actually was? Like I listened to the new version of the Coconut Mall theme of like what it is in this DLC, and it's how it sounded in my head when I played it on Wii. But then when I listened to them side by side, the old version and the new version, it is so different. Like the new version sounds so much better, but like that's how I remember it. So I don't know. The remixes, they sound really good. The new tracks, it sounds good. It looks good. Very excited.
Cool. No, nostalgia is a powerful thing for sure. Yeah.
It really
Because I'm thinking
is.
Choco Mountain. Choco Mountain wasn't my favorite course in Mario Kart 64, but I vividly remember that course. And I hope they bring in more Mario Kart 64 courses because there's actually, I'm thinking 2 of them in the top of my head. I wish will come out in DLC. So.
TPR wants to know if Nintendo brought in one more first-party set of characters to Mario Kart, doesn't have to be from the Mario universe, who would it be and why? He says, I think it would be really fun to see Kirby get in. Seeing Kirby, Bandana D, and King DDD behind the wheel would be awesome. I like this question. There are no new characters in these waves, which is unfortunate. I feel like I've always been in the camp of like, I don't really care about new characters that much in Mario Kart because it's not like Smash where they're all like super different. There's different weight classes, but I'm not like against new characters. I wrote down a first party Mario lineup and a first party non-Mario lineup of who I'd want to see get in. Do you want me to say those or do you want to go first?
Yeah. No, go for it.
Okay. My Mario only characters would be Birdo, Pauline, and Kamek.
Who is Kamek again?
The one who like he's in Yoshi's island and he's the one who like steals Baby Mario.
Oh,
it's like the witch, one who like flies on the broomstick.
Right.
The wizard.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
The Wizard Koopa. Got it.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
And then my non-Mario picks. I agree with Kirby. I think that Kirby would be super awesome to be as a racer. Princess Zelda, since we already have Link, we should also have Zelda represented.
We need Princess Zelda.
I know. I probably would play as Zelda if they added her. You can do any version of her is fine with me. And then Pikachu, which I know is not technically first party, but listen, how cute would it be if you did like a little jump off of a ramp as Pikachu and he went like, Pika! It would be so cute.
He like jumps off and like does an electrocution type of deal. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah,
nice.
I would like that.
My number 1 pick is the Star Fox characters. Have them come back. I know the reputation of Star Fox is not great with Nintendo right now, other than Smash Brothers. But I would love Fox, Falco, Slippy, and Peppy.
Oh, that would be good.
Like just all 5 of them just together. That'd be really cool.
And you know what? I feel like if they added a whole like pack for them, they could do like 1 or 2 really good Star Fox related courses. That would work amazing with the gravity mode in Mario Kart 8. Yeah, I could totally see that. They could add like the carts that look like they're spaceships and things like that.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Yes.
Man, now I want that. I'm not even a Star Fox fan, and I want that.
Like a Star Fox Mario Kart pack for like $20 if it had like a few courses, skin, like new carts, Star Fox themed, and then the characters. I would be all for that. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that would be really good. I would like that because they kind of did that with Animal Crossing. They added an Animal Crossing course and characters and carts and stuff. They did that with Zelda, so why not more? Why not more? The Don Rob wants to know, what's your favorite existing Mario Kart 8 Deluxe course, or least favorite that really gives you fits?
Oh man, I didn't think about this question. I'm sorry.
My favorite is Sunshine Airport. Yeah. I win almost all the time on that course. I hate Cheeseland. It's boring. It's stupid. It's ugly. I hate it. It's awful. It can die. It's bad. I would pay money for them to remove that course from the game.
Oh, wow.
I hate Dry Bones Ruins or something like that. Not the Dry Desert. Not that desert. The other one. I hate it. It's bad. It's very bad.
Been a while. I think the one that I really enjoy is actually, I do like the ones that don't repeat. So like actually just go all the way through until the end. So the
Mount Wario is like that.
Mount Wario. Yeah.
That's a good one.
I think that's the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah, where you start at the top of the mountain and you go all the way down to the bottom.
Yeah. Is that the snow one? Because it makes me feel like I'm
Mhm.
like on the Olympics. Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
for
you
sure.
start like in the helicopter, and then you like take the ramp down, and then you go down. Yeah, you go down the mountain, you go through the trees.
Hmm. And the opposite of that is very, very short, and I hate that very short track. That is just a bunch of it's just a bunch of inclines, and I'm like, oh gosh, okay, I'm going here. It's literally like just on a track, and I'm like, ugh, this is boring.
I
No,
like it because there's lots of jumps. Oh, dolphin shoals. I hate dolphin shoals. I love the aesthetic. I love the dolphins. I am just so bad at that course. I always come in last.
the one you go underwater and then you get on the eagle and stuff like that. Yeah, that one has a lot of platforming going on for sure. Yeah.
You can't fall down like the crevices. It's so bad.
Hmm. There's a lot of opportunities to fall down in that one. So
Stealth wants to know the top 5 most desired DLC courses by all of us. And Elena's not here, so we cannot, hear her opinions. I would like to know what her most wanted courses are.
me
I don't
too.
have 5, because, like I said, I haven't really played a lot of the Mario Kart games, and a lot of the ones that I already like are getting into it. My first choice would have been Coconut Mall. That's already in. But I really want Maple Treeway to get in from, I think it was originally a
Ooh,
Mario Kart Wii, but that is like one of my favorites ever. The aesthetic is so cute. I love the autumny, my favorite season. It's a very good one. It better be in.
nice. Yeah, yeah. I have a few, not 5, but I have a few. Let's see here. Luigi's Mansion from the DS. That one
Mm,
was very good, and I would like a return to that. Wario's Gold Mine is another one that
that
I
one's in
really,
it. That
really
one's in
think.
it already.
What? Oh my gosh. See, and I don't play enough Mario Kart 8.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Um, when I was looking this up, I was searching like this website of like Wikipedia, and it's
Hmm.
like, okay, Warriors Go. Is this in Mario Kart 8?
It's in. It's a really
Wait,
good one. That's how I remember
okay,
it.
okay, never mind then. There's a beach. I forgot the name, but there's a beach one in the N64 Mario
Mm.
Kart. It's I love the music and the sounds, and then there's a shortcut too. And now that's the one thing I miss is shortcuts. And Mario Kart
Yeah.
64 is riddled with
I feel like there
shortcuts.
used to be a lot more than there are now.
Hmm. Yeah, Choco Mountain has one, and it's very hard to get to. You have to like, I think you have to speed up. Like you have to have
Mm.
a mushroom in order to get through that tunnel. Same thing with the beach. There is a shortcut there, and then also the railroad one on Mario Kart
Ooh.
64.
I don't
I
know that
remember.
one.
So funny story. I remember that one, and I didn't realize where the track was and where I wasn't on the track. And I was so young, so I just couldn't tell. And I was playing split screen with my cousin. And so I was just like, "Wait, where am I looking at?" And
Oh
then
no.
I just did not navigate that well. But once I figured it out, I was like, "Oh, okay. It's a barely a different shade. It's like
Oh my
dark,
gosh.
like brown, and then this like kind of track that's like kind of white and pale. It doesn't differentiate that well.
Oh
But
my
I
gosh.
would
Maybe they
I
would
would like to
change
see it.
that if they brought that back. Maybe they would make it easier to see.
Oh, for sure. And then
Mhm.
I like the railroad going all the way around
Mhm.
too. It it actually got you like a couple times. Like if you don't watch out, like it really gets you. So
I'm
for
sure. I
sure.
bet. Was Waluigi Pinball on the DS?
Waluigi Pin. I remember that one. Hold on.
Because I don't think I've ever played that one, but it like sounds appealing to me, like a pinball course. And I hope that one comes just like because I want to experience it. Like it sounds
Yeah,
cool.
it was on DS. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was on DS. It was also in Mario Kart 7 as well.
Okay. Maybe I did play
Hmm.
it then. I don't know. It just sounds like a really cool
Oh
idea.
wait, Mario Kart 7 was the 3DS one too.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I had that one, but I didn't play much. I think I gave
I
it away
remember
to
that pinball
somebody.
one. That was super fun.
And then Brandred wants to know which one of you is the best in Mario Kart. Not me.
Oh really?
Not me.
I'm I'm good at it, but there's these pros, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, you guys can take the win. I'm good. I don't need to be that, I don't know, that fast, or I don't get the drift like
Yeah.
all the time. I do it sometimes, but I can't do it like as fast. I'm not used to 150 or 200 cc as
Right.
well. That's like a little too fast for me. So
There's
yeah.
some courses that I'm really good at. Like I'm really good at Sunshine Airport. I'm really good at Toad's Harbor. Is that what it's called?
Hmm.
There's a couple here and there that I'm really good at, and I'll come in like the top 3 pretty consistently with those. There's other courses where I have no chance at all. I bet you Elaine is the best out of the 3 of us because
Pretty sure
she has kids. She's probably playing
he
it the
competes with the
most,
kids. Yes.
literally. So yeah, put it on
Wait.
mirror mode and I'm done. Like I have, these courses memorized. If it's on mirror mode, I'm done completely.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, there's always that one friend or like that other person that's gonna be in your like Mario Kart like team. Is like, yeah,
Hmm.
they're insanely good. I'll never beat them. I don't know. It's like kind of magic too. It's like I'm trying the best I can here, but I don't know how they get so far ahead. So
Right. I know. Well,
all fun.
there's like optimization that you can do in Mario Kart where like if you pick, a certain character with a weight class with a certain cart size and certain,
Hmm.
stuff like they're very minor differences, but like they're if you do them all together, it's like enough to give you like the edge. Like I remember they every once in a while they do those tournaments online that Nintendo runs, and like you'll
Hmm.
see people playing as the same exact like loadout for each person, and that's because they give you like a slight advantage,
Hmm.
and these people know that they know the exact loadout that you need to be slightly faster.
Gotcha. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's crazy. Some people are very, very serious about Mario Kart. Not me.
Not
Anything else
me.
that you want to say about Mario Kart's DLC?
I'm looking forward to it. I'm
Mm-hmm.
very glad that they're kind of doing something with Mario Kart, which is not going to be a new game. It's going to be more DLC coming in this year,
Yeah.
next year.
I
So
do kind of like that
exciting.
they are spacing it out because it'll give me a
Hmm.
reason to keep turning it on throughout the year. Like if they just put
Yes.
it all in right now, I feel like, I would spend the weekend, maybe 2 weekends playing a lot of it, and then we would just get bored again. But they're spacing it out, and that's going to get us like, hey, in a couple months, you want to play Mario Kart, and it gets us all on again at the same time.
Hmm.
So I like that. That
You know what? I just realized Splatoon 3 is this year, and
Yeah, this summer.
I don't know when. Oh, this summer. Okay,
Yeah,
summer.
they said in the
Got
last
it.
trailer that it's summer.
Sounds good.
All right. Do you want to talk about Monster Hunter? There was a digital event a few days ago.
Sure. I haven't been into the Monster Hunter kind of groove in a long time, but this digital event was I mean, I feel like every event that they do, these digital events are pretty serviceable to the audience. They do a very good job of telling you exactly what's happening and what are the updates, and I think this was a very important one for those Monster Hunter fans out there. As everyone knows, Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak expansion is coming out. Now they have a release date, and it's coming June 30th, 2022, this year for Switch. The base game is required, similar to Monster Hunter World with Iceborne. You'll need the base game in order to like carry over to the expansion. You'll get a new story, a new like outpost, a new like hunter rank, and new gameplay mechanics. They What they always do with these expansions is like go all out, and so they did a pretty good job of explaining what's going to happen in the first kind of big part of this expansion, and they'll have free updates in the future. There's a new story behind it. Basically, basically one of the monsters kind of visits your base game, and then the character's like, "Oh yeah, we've seen these monsters, and we need to repel against them at our land too, or in our motherland." And you kind of just like go and explore to a different,
Huh.
like completely different outpost, completely different hunting area. I'm sure there'll be more hunting areas, but the first location is called the Citadel. It kind of looks, I don't know. It kind of looks similar to like the areas that I've known and I've like actually gotten in with the base game, but I'm sure it's gonna be different in certain ways. There are new beasts, and I will try to pronounce them. Garangolm, which is actually super cool. It's like a gorilla, but it's like shelled, and his kind of like novelty is that it has a water and fire attack on both of his hands, and so whatever you're weak or super effective against, it doesn't matter. They're gonna try to crush you. Lunagaron, the blood orange Bishaten. So the blood orange, like kind of version of this monster. Basically, it's like think of Pokemon, but like the Hisuian versions or whatever. They have these like kind of I don't know, like these different kinds of versions of these monsters.
That's cool.
And yeah. And Bishaden is pretty cool. It's like a flying monkey and uses its tail quite a bit, and then it actually throws exploding pine cones at you.
Whoa.
It actually
That's
looks
like
kind of
grenades,
cool.
pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. And then Astalos and Malzeno. And they go through the story of like, hey, there's these three big monsters called the Three Lords. You're going to have to beat them. And then there's a new outpost, and they go through the characters. There's a lot of fluff in this digital event. It's like, hey, here's this character that does your items. Here's this character that does your equips. And
to make it worth as like an event instead of just like a trailer.
Yeah. It's 20 minutes. It was a trailer and then like explaining the whole shabam. New wire bug moves, which I think we're most excited about. It's like different kinds of moves for each of the weapons. And then 3 new amiibo was announced. And it's according to the monster Malzine and his layered armor sets on the Palico and the puppy.
Is that the big dragon one?
I think so.
These amiibo look so good. I'm not even a Monster Hunter fan. I kind of want to be, because like this seems like a game that like I would spend hours and hours on. I've said that before. I really want to get the Palamute amiibo, and I really want to get that dragon amiibo. They look so good. Like amiibo have never looked better than these.
I was actually kind of surprised that they have 3 amiibo coming out, especially the layered armor sets on the Palamute and Palico. Yeah,
they look good. They look really good.
They did a good job. So that's pretty much everything about the Sunbreak expansion. But they also, like the other half of the event, they're coming out with base game updates to Monster Hunter Rise, which is super cool. So you don't even have to pay for the stuff. You're gonna access the Sunbreak quests, like the entry quest that actually goes to the different land. They're going to provide brand new support items for new players. Basically, kind of just help you level up, and so you can actually go to the expansion. So they have like more powerful weapons and more like higher armored armor, basically. New event quests till March 25th, and revisiting old collaboration quests. And then this title that's coming on, title update coming on June 30th, that does a lot of different things to make sure you connect with the expansion. It's a 13 gigabyte update.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's a lot. You would think, right?
It's surprising they even told us, like, hey guys, there's gonna be a 13 gigabyte update to your base game. So make sure
and that's
you have
just
your
quests and events and support items?
That it's also balancing your weapons and armor with the expansion. It's like pretty much everything that make sure it's compatible with the expansion. That's a pretty big update, not gonna lie. There's a game trial going on for Monster Hunter Rise right now, and it will be gone by the time we are done with this podcast. So
oh no,
too bad. But it is on sale. I think it's on sale for 40 USD or 42 USD or something like that. But yeah,
is Rise the one where like is very beginner friendly, where if you've never played a Monster Hunter before, like that would be a good one to start with, or is that a different one?
This is a good one to start with, especially for Switch.
Or the story is better to start with.
Monster Hunter Stories is a completely different kind of. I would
Oh.
say that's like a side series because that's
Okay.
turn-based and it's like story heavy or story driven.
Got it.
The Monster Hunter main series, it's really about going to the monster, like going to the hunting ground, prepare your stuff, and then going
The
to the
stuff you like.
bosses. Yeah, pretty
Yeah,
much.
okay.
Yeah, if you're on Switch, if you primarily play on Switch, and if you want to get into Monster Hunter Rise is a great entryway. But Monster Hunter World is another good one.
I don't care if
To get
it's
into.
like hard, but when I tried whatever one I tried, it felt very overwhelming to me. Like all of the menus and the stuff on the screen. Like I just felt very overwhelmed when I was starting out. And like if it's
Yeah,
hard, I can get better at it, but it was just very overwhelming for me to learn and I gave up.
yeah, I think they did a better job with Monster Hunter Rise, but I still think it's Monster Hunter. Like I don't think if that's overwhelming to you, I don't think it's gonna help too
Okay.
much.
Because I need like a simple user interface with like not a lot of text on the screen at once. Like I'm very like I need it simplified for me.
No, it's still pretty like small text. It's like
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
it's
that's
kind
just
of very hard
overwhelming
to
for me.
it's hard to navigate actually.
Yeah.
Like in the outpost, I'm like, what do I do? And then
Mhm.
like I kind of randomly talk to a character, then I like load to a different land. Like I kind of
Maybe
get
I
that,
wouldn't like
but
that. Yeah.
yeah, I think this is really serviceable to the Monster Hunter audience. That
Well,
are
that's good.
really into it, and then the
It should be
Sunbreak
that way.
expansion. Yeah. No, they treat their audience very well, and they
I
get the
like that.
sales. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
And I
pretty
know it's
much
very
it, though.
big in Japan and,
Hmm.
that's good for those fans.
For sure.
Uh, to end our news today, they announced 3 more Genesis games that are coming to the Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack.
You didn't even
Light
have this in the notes.
No, I didn't. I didn't have it in the notes. Light Crusader, Super Fantasy Zone, and Alien Soldier.
Hmm.
Are you familiar with any of these?
Absolutely not. Genesis was
I don't
not
think
in my
either of us were Sega
vocabulary.
kids.
It was not in my vocabulary. I did not know Genesis until the Saturn. Like, I didn't know they had consoles until the Saturn. And like, I don't know. I heard Alien Soldier was pretty good. I actually watched the video and they seem pretty cool games for what they are. Um, they're like kind of this 2D, 3D um type of games, and they're more action focused than anything else. But
Okay.
yeah, good for
Maybe
them. We get it for
someday I
free.
will learn Genesis games the way that I know my Nintendo games.
I
That
would
day will
just
not be
get
anytime soon.
yeah, I would just get the Genesis collection, and that's all the Genesis
Yeah,
games. Yeah,
I don't
you
know.
need
Maybe.
on
Yeah,
Switch.
we'll see. I don't think I've even downloaded this app to my Switch yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No. Okay, so can you download the Genesis separately from N64?
Hmm.
Oh, I didn't even realize that.
Yeah.
I barely go to the Switch Online app. Like,
Yeah. I
okay.
downloaded the N64 one, Super Nintendo, NES.
Hmm.
Did not download Genesis yet. Well, that concludes our news, but the good news is we have lots of more really awesome questions that you guys asked us today. So we're going to jump into those. I think that will be the bulk of our show really is answering these, but
Pretty
there's some
much.
good ones. So stick around because Pete the Smiling Stegosaurus wants to know, do you feel Nintendo should have put a giant handle on the Switch to make transporting it easier like they did with the GameCube? I have some good news, Pete. I heard your question and I mocked up what this would look like. Do you have the image, Garrett?
I do have the image.
I sent it to
All right,
Garrett.
we got this. Hold
Here
on,
it is. This is my proposal. This is the Switch OLED. Here's what I think the Switch OLED revision should look like. I think that they should take the handle that was on the GameCube and they should put it on the top so that, you know, your Joy-Con might get damaged if you carry it around by the Joy-Con, because we know how flimsy they are. We know how susceptible they are to drift. So therefore, I like your idea, Pete the Smiling Stegosaurus. If they put the giant handle on the Switch, it will make transporting easier. You know, you don't even need a case. You can just carry it. And that's my mock-up. That's my proposal. I hope you like it, Pete.
I don't know what to think of this right now. Is this just kind of behind the Switch? Is that the idea?
Yeah, because you got to be able to access the power button and stuff. So yeah,
Okay.
it's like
I see what you mean. Okay.
that way you can still have it like propped up in tabletop mode.
I'm picking up what you're putting down right now.
Yeah, I think it could work.
I'm sure you can.
I mean, why did the GameCube have a handle? Riddle me that.
It's a very good question.
So you can carry it around.
I do not know. I'm imagining this right now. This could be an external attachment. Like, no joke. You can have kind of like these stilts behind the Switch and then just a little curve. It's like a snap too, like the Switch, but instead
I could see celebrities, you know, walking down the red carpet with this kind of as an accessory to their red carpet dresses. Like,
it's like, oh, what's this? This is a Switch, and then like flips it over and like plays it. Yeah,
I think that's a realistic thing that could happen.
This is revolutionary. You should pitch it to Nintendo, and
I'm going to.
There you go.
All right, so that's that. Zell Daniel wants to know, now that Mario Kart 8 Deluxe has DLC, what other previously released Switch game would you hypothetically like to see have new content added after support for it has been stopped? I think there's some good possibilities here.
Previously released Switch game. Yeah,
where the support has already stopped.
Yeah, I would definitely like to see more Luigi's Mansion 3 for sure. I wish they had like I wish there was more single player DLC involved in like a lot of these games, because most DLC and like service updates is multiplayer or online functionality of some kind. I just want Nintendo or other studios to be a little wacky with their games. Like, the games are good, but just now, like, get outside of your comfort zone. I want to see Luigi's Mansion like do something really crazy, because it looks so good and it has
it is a good looking game,
and it's just consolidated to the mansion, which is great, and that's the game. But give me something else too. That would be cool.
I am intrigued by the fact that you picked a game that I feel like is predominantly like single player, where it's not kind of like a service-y type of game, you know, that you would say like Mario Party or Mario Golf or something like that typically do get DLC and updates. Would you prefer that rather than like a Luigi's Mansion 4?
Well, I think Luigi's Mansion 4 would be totally off, but yes, one of my favorite DLCs or expansions is single player. It's Witcher 3, it's Borderlands 2, it's DLCs or expansions that I don't know, they try to take a little different idea about it, like just mix up the gameplay a little bit, something that was not, into the base game, because for what it is, try to do it on a DLC or a separate pack. That's,
now that you say that, my favorite DLC of all time was the Octo expansion in Splatoon 2. So yeah, and that's single player.
Exactly. I would like to see more Nintendo games try that out. Like, here's your own like separate expansion pack. I think that's what they did a good job with Xenoblade Chronicles, the Torna country or whatever. It's like, hey, this is separate and it can be on its own too. So I would like to see more of that.
Perhaps my answer is a little bit boring, but technically updates and new content have stopped for Animal Crossing New Horizons. They said that was the last major update once that DLC came. Maybe I'm being greedy, but I can't help but want more. This is a game that I want to be playing for years and years and years, because it will be years and years and years before we get another Animal Crossing game. And I was just talking about this with some friends. I can't help but look at Animal Crossing Pocket Camp, the mobile game, and how many items weekly they get, how much new content monthly they get. Still, it's been years since that game came out, and they're getting all this new, cool, awesome stuff that I wish, and I know it's two separate developers, but I can't help but wish that we were getting those items weekly, monthly in Animal Crossing. And they're good items. Medi's in the chat. He's one of the people who I talked to about this. The Pocket Camp items are so top tier. This game came out in 2017. There are beautiful items in that game. And I know why they're doing it. You know, there's people paying real money every single week that they release these new items, every single month that they add these new events to the game. But I just can't help but feel like for Animal Crossing New Horizons, for a game that sold 30 million copies, I know they didn't expect for it to sell this much, but for them to say, okay, we're done adding major content updates, I will die on the hill that is a huge mistake. Like, there is such a huge player base. There's still so many people that play this all the time. It's a game that can last forever. It's not like a single player, you know, you beat the game, roll the credits, stop playing it. This could be an indefinite game. Just keep adding items, keep adding villagers, keep adding stuff. Like, I feel very bitter.
Yeah, no, I actually get it. Like, it's kind of crazy that they just, I don't know, like, they're very resistant against updating that game. And I'm like, why are you resistant of
There's
updating?
content missing, like stuff that they had in the old games that they could just, the ideas are there. Like,
yeah, I don't know what the deal is. Maybe they just had a different idea with this game. It wasn't gonna be this service or update focused type of game. It was gonna be this kind of one and done, maybe a few more here and there. I kind of wish that they, well, I don't know, like, I don't know what they're doing next, right? Like, they might be allocating that kind of time or whatever to a new or totally different game or whatever. If they kept doing that, if they kept updating Animal Crossing, we wouldn't get other things too. It's kind of hard with Nintendo because they share a lot of resources together.
Yeah, they do.
And especially with Animal Crossing, it's yeah, I think they were just between a rock and a hard place with that.
Yeah, I know. And I think if they were to have like one real like evergreen kind of live servicey game, it should be Animal Crossing. Like, just make it a definitive edition and just keep adding to it. Like, make it that game that like you just keep pouring resources into it, like a Rocket League type thing, where like you don't need to make another Rocket League game. Just keep making new events and items and stuff in that game, stuff like that.
You know what they do? A lot of games or studios, like, they'll put out their game and then they'll have a small team to do the DLC and whatever, and then the rest of the team work on the next big game. But it really, and they
could do that. Like, how many artists and devs do you need to, you know, put out 50 new items every month or something? Like, I know it's probably a lot more work. I'm not a game developer. I don't know how hard it is, but I mean, they're doing it for Pocket Camp. It can't be that hard.
Right. I think with Pocket Camp,
I would pay money for it. I get that they're making a ton of money with Pocket Camp as microtransactions. I get that. I would not care if they made us pay $5 for like 100 pack of items or something like that. Like, I would do it. I think a lot of people would do it.
I wonder if Nintendo just has a different mentality.
They clearly do. They clearly do, but I don't have to like it.
Maybe they're just, I don't know if they're in denial or whatever. They're against. Is there any Nintendo first party that has microtransactions other than mobile games? I'm just saying, like, in general, like on console or anything like that. We've had DLC.
The closest thing to it is Smash, where you can get like the Mii costumes for 99 cents.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even call that microtransactions, but it's
really
the closest thing to it.
I get that. I wish that kind of format would be with Animal Crossing, though. It's just,
I think it works. It works for that kind of game.
Just more items in general. Yeah, for sure.
I think when Donnie was on the show, I think, and we don't have to keep talking about this, but like, I think he was one of the ones who said, like they had the Sanrio collaboration, like do more stuff like that, like partner with Disney, partner with like, you know, all these companies that have characters and, you know, get money from them and give them money and have a mutual beneficial relationship and put those kind of things in. Partner with the Pokemon company, put some Pokemon villagers in and Pokemon items in.
You know, the first thing they got to do is their own IP. There's like
I know
absolutely nothing in Animal Crossing. Like there's some items, but like that's it. I don't know what's Nintendo thinking about this game, but
they have a whole host of stuff that's free for them to use. Like,
and they should have shifted their focus into making this more updatable than they previously thought.
And I get that they didn't know it was going to sell 30 million copies, but guess what? It did. You did not have to say this is the last major update.
Yeah, it's kind of sucks. So we'll see what Nintendo does next with Animal Crossing.
And I know a lot of the team. A lot of the team is shared with Splatoon. They have like some crossover and like shared resources there. So I get it. Like a lot of their resources might be spent on Splatoon 3 right now. But like, I'm not saying that they should come out with Happy Home Paradise stuff every month. I'm saying that they should do items, villagers, just things where there's already like a template for.
Literally, if they just do items, it would be enough.
I know. I get so jealous every time I see Pocket Camp. But that's enough. I think Zell Daniel wants me to shut up now and is regretting that he asked that.
Hey, it's a mobile game, so that's just the nature of the beast with Pocket Camp.
Yeah. Zach wants to know, what's everybody's favorite Pop-Tart flavor? He has another question, but let's start with that one.
Okay, sure. I lived off of Pop-Tarts during my childhood. I've eaten many Pop-Tarts during my childhood. I have to go with number one is s'mores.
Ooh.
It's basically a dessert for breakfast. Like you toast that thing, it is straight up sugar in your mouth and in your body. Good for you for the day. Number two, blueberry.
Ooh,
blueberry is like my number one fruit, and then number three is brown sugar.
Okay, I have a story. I thought you were going to bring that one up. I have a story. Yes. Like, I don't know how many people have Pop-Tart stories, but I do. Brown sugar cinnamon was my favorite as a kid for a long time. I loved it because I love cinnamon. It's very good. I love the brown sugar cinnamon. It's just so good. But then, like, this is so bizarre. I got sick as a kid, and, like, I guess I needed some kind of antibiotic or penicillin or whatever I needed to take because I got sick. It was some kind of antibiotic. And I had to take it with my breakfast. And I remember that the antibiotic, it just tasted so bad. Like most medicine, it didn't taste bad, but that tasted so bad. So I would try to drown out the taste with my breakfast, the brown sugar cinnamon Pop-Tart every morning. And I began to associate the brown sugar cinnamon Pop-Tart taste with the disgusting taste of the penicillin or whatever it was. And once I was done taking the antibiotics, I tried to eat the Pop-Tart and it just tasted like antibiotic to me and it ruined the flavor. I haven't had brown sugar cinnamon Pop-Tart since. I must have been like 12 and it ruined it for me. And like, I want to go back and try it again, but like, what if it tastes horrible? And then I like hate everything. What if it's good? What if I like it now? I can taste it. Thinking about it, I can taste that taste right now.
I'm sorry. I'm very sorry.
It ruined it for me. I'm very sad.
Let me tell you, brown sugar Pop-Tarts it's number 3 for me, but it's definitely like, it's just because I feel like it's a staple for me. Like if I want a Pop-Tart, brown sugar, but there's so many other good different flavors too. So you're fine.
I like cherry and strawberry these days.
Cherry and strawberry are pretty good. Not gonna lie. What do you think about the unfrosted Pop-Tarts? It's very polarized.
Bad, illegal.
Oh.
God, no. I think that they're starting to put less and less frosting on it, and that's bad. You need to have frosting on it for it to be a Pop-Tart.
Yes, and ensure that the child has diabetes. Yes. I'm sorry.
Will you eat the unfrosted ones? Because I won't.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It tastes dry. It's like No, it's like crust. You're just
You
eating
need
crust.
to toast it. Okay. You need
Okay, but it's still like you're eating crust.
Have some water on the table.
No, it's bad.
Hydrate yourself in the morning.
No, the frosted is the way to go.
Gotcha. Oh, I have a Pop-Tart story too.
Oh, tell me the Pop-Tart. How do we both have Pop-Tart stories?
I don't know, but here's my Pop-Tart story. It's a very recent Pop-Tart story.
Okay, let's hear it.
I was actually going out on a research trip. It's like my second year into my PhD. So like 2018. And I didn't know if they had breakfast at the place I was staying or not. And so I'm like, okay, I'll just get a bunch of Pop-Tarts. I'll get a bunch of strawberry Pop-Tarts, and that will be my breakfast if they don't have any breakfast. And I'm like, okay, sounds good. I go to the airport with a full pack of Pop-Tarts, not the regular size, but the family pack one, the double one.
Yeah.
I go through security. I had no idea that like a bunch of food would like alarm the security, but it did. So my bag went through. It got flagged. Of course, the cop
my gosh!
right there. It's like, sir, do you have any sharps or any chemicals or go through the whole shebang? I'm like, no, I don't have any. And then he looked and he's like, what? Wait, what's the problem then? And he looked up and he showed the
10 pounds of Pop-Tarts.
Pop-Tarts. That's pretty much it. That's all he said. He put a sticker on it, put it in my bag.
You were able to take it? Normally they don't. Yes. I guess if it's sealed, you can take food if it's sealed, right?
I guess so. I don't know. He
put a sticker on it and
put it back into the bag.
That's so funny.
And my coworkers were like, really, Garrett?
Pop-Tarts.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's my Pop-Tart story.
You almost got flagged as a domestic terrorist for having 10 pounds of Pop-Tarts.
American boy right here.
I like that. Oh boy. Zach's real question, or I guess other question, because that was a real question, was 3 months into the new year and Nintendo Switch Online, the N64, SNES, and Sega Genesis controllers still can't be purchased without resorting to paying a scalper's price. This is a good point that Zach brings up. He wants to know, why do you think Nintendo hasn't made more available yet? They're in demand. I know several people who are waiting for these N64 controllers, and they always, when they go up, they always sell out.
I'm not sure what the answer is other than supply and demand, logistics. I think these controllers are like kind of like special batch made, it's not going to be continuous like a Switch. They have a set amount of materials to make, and it's a special operation to make these things. They deliberately had to go out of their way to even get this part. And but they're projecting a certain supply here. And then once that runs out, they're very hesitant to go back into that well, because it's going to cost them more money to go back and do that process again. So I wouldn't hold out hope, actually, for these controllers, to be honest with you, Zach. And I wish I had a different answer than that, but I think that's going to be the case.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest point. I also feel like Nintendo still wants them to be somewhat limited. They don't really want them to be kind of everywhere, because they do think of it as like a special release type of thing. Also, I still feel like even though they sell out every time, I still feel like these controllers are pretty niche, all things considered. Like, they're not something that every casual player wants to get. Like, it's really for nostalgia, for the retro collectors. You don't need them to play these games. So I feel like they don't want to overproduce them if they're having such a hard time, just to have them sitting there and not be sold.
And also, just get an 8-bit controller, because
they're good. They are good. I do admit.
It's easily replaceable for at least SNES, N64 and Sega Genesis. Good luck. Like, I don't know.
You can also get, if you really like the original feel of the SNES controller without the handles on them, they do sell that one too, and it's very good.
Yes, they do.
Yeah,
and it has the the joysticks too, right here.
And if you have a Super NT by Analog, you can play using those controllers with a Super NT because you can plug it in. It's like I get the Bluetooth or whatever kind of connectivity. So that's how I play with my Super NT. It's wireless.
Yes, 8-Bit Do does a very good job.
I hate that it's 8-Bit Do. We talked about this last week. It's not Do.
Yeah, 8-Bit Do. It just rolls off the tongue better or something.
It does. It does. Edgardo wants to know what's your most excited game / rumor / DLC Nintendo related of what is left of 2022. Any good rumors or anything that you know?
Xenoblade. Not a rumor, but a game that's announced. I'm very excited for it. I am going to play Xenoblade Chronicles 2 before it comes out. And yeah, that's basically my year. Is those 2 games.
I read a rumor today.
Ooh,
and
no,
I kind
that's
of
dangerous.
I know, but I kind of believe this one. I read it on Nintendo Life. I was going to put this in the news, but I thought, and then I saw this question. I'm like, I can just talk about it here. You know how the reason why Pokemon games get released on this strict cycle is because it has to align with their whole branding, especially the anime, which has, the cycle. It can't stop. It's in production. They go with it. So the games have to come out because the anime goes. They just introduced a character in the anime, one of the new companions that's going to be traveling around with Ash, who has an Eevee as her main Pokemon. And they had a whole episode or a whole section of an episode where this girl's Eevee cannot evolve. She's tried everything. She's tried every evolutionary stone. They've tried every method of, trying to evolve it at night, trying to evolve it during the day, trying to whatever they do in the anime to signify max friendship or whatever for Sylveon. This Eevee won't evolve. And I feel like they wouldn't go out of their way to say that unless there's a new Eevee evolution that might be coming. So that's the rumor because the other Eevees that have been important characters in the show in the past have evolved. Apparently, I stopped watching the anime a long time ago. Gary's Eevee evolved into Umbreon. Apparently, Serena had an Eevee that turned into Sylveon. So they're saying they introduced this new Eevee character because they want to introduce a new evolution. It would make sense.
That would be cool.
It would be cool. We're due for one.
We are due for one. The last one was Sylveon, and that was X and Y.
Yep,
that
Gen
was a
6.
long time ago.
So people were thinking that they were doing it every other generation. So we had Umbreon and Espeon in Gen 2. We had Leafeon and Glaceon in Gen 4.
Gen 4.
Then we had Sylveon in Gen 6.
Gen 6.
Nothing. And we didn't get anything in Gen 8.
Nothing.
So maybe it's time.
One more. Or 2 more. What type would it be?
Well, I heard a really good argument that the only
poison, maybe?
The only ones that have gotten evolutions are the special types,
yes,
water is special type.
New one.
Yeah, dark. Yeah. So dark, psychic, fairy, all those are special types, right?
Well, grass was Gen 4, but yeah, for the most part.
Okay.
Grass,
I don't know. I read a theory or something, but yeah, I think there's a lot of types that it could be. Kyle in chat says bug type, steel type, dragon type. You said poison type.
Dragon type Eevee would be
would be so sick. Ghost type would be awesome. A ghost type Eevee.
A ghost type Eevee. Nah, I'd be down with that.
There could be ground. There could be rock. There could be fighting, maybe. Those are all ones that don't exist.
I'm thinking it's going to be either poison or dragon type.
That would be awesome.
Or both.
We could have more than one. Type Eevee. Ooh, they could have 2, and then in the anime it could be well, which one should I evolve her into? I like that.
Interesting.
That's a lot. Yeah, it is. John 32 wants to know, do you have any truly embarrassing gaming memories that you're willing to share? He said I could share his. He says, for example, when I was 4, I was watching my older brother and his friends complete Mario Bros. 2 Final Boss. I got so excited when he beat the boss that the glass I had in my hand went flying and shattered all over the room. From then on, I was given plastic cups when video games were involved. I don't have anything like that. I know of friends who, when playing with the Wii, threw it at the TV and busted their TV, but that didn't happen to me.
Okay. Wow.
Do you have any embarrassing moments?
Not really embarrassing, no. Like I'm really trying to think. I've done like regrettable things or like stupid things, but not embarrassing things.
I asked my parents this because I couldn't think of anything, and my dad came up with one for me. Because all of you guys should know by now that I grew up playing Zelda with my dad, and he would read all the things out loud to me, and many of the times he would just make up the pronunciations of things in Zelda as we went along, and they were often not correct pronunciations, and I couldn't read when we played Ocarina of Time. So I just called it those things, and then I just grew up continuing it to call those things. And then when I started, as a teenager, as an adult, to start to talk to friends about those things, I did not pronounce them correctly. So I grew up calling Link's horse Aponia instead of Epona, like with a random Enye in there somewhere. So I got made fun of a lot for that one. For some reason,
like that better, though.
We like it better too. We like it. It rolls off the tongue better. Aponia. Mm-hmm. My dad always, for some reason, would call Kakariko Village Kokiri Village, like Kokiri Forest. Kokiri Village, because Kakariko, I guess, was too hard to say. So we have a bunch of pronunciations that are just wrong, that like I have to stop myself from saying them in public to like people who play Zelda. So it was embarrassing for me when I accidentally said those pronunciations out loud.
Yeah. I think the only thing that comes close to this was the first time I did Mario Kart. That was I didn't realize how hardcore that was, but guys, it's super fun. We should do it sometime. You know the rules of Mario Kart?
I've heard different versions of it. Where like you have to finish your drink before you finish, but you can't drink and drive.
Exactly. Yes, you have to put down the controller and finish it, and before you get other than that, no. I have regrettable things. Like what I did is played a lot of my friend's Pokemon Coliseum save, and I thought I was doing him a favor of getting him far in the game. And then like, I gave him back his memory card for his birthday. He was not happy.
Oh my goodness. Because you messed with his save.
Yeah, I messed up his save. But he was still nice to me. He's like, "Oh, thank you."
Aw. That's nice.
And then like probably a year later, I'm like, "Oh, that was bad." I didn't realize how bad that was.
That's really funny.
But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Nice. Austin wants to know if you could choose a couple of the Nintendo characters to make a crossover game with, which characters would you choose and what kind of game would it be? He says, personally, I'd love to see a bounty hunter crossover game between F-Zero and Metroid to give Captain Falcon something to do. I thought about this one after he asked it. Yes, I've decided that I want a Poke Crossing game. I want it to be Animal Crossing, but completely Pokemon themed, where all of the villagers are Pokemon. Nice. It's the same premise as Animal Crossing. You're living in a village with Pokemon, and it's just a carefree life. They don't fight. You just live with them. You vibe. It's just all Pokemon themed.
That's a good one. I would buy that. I think for me, it would be Star Fox and Xenoblade Chronicles, kind of like a merge over cross universe kind of thing. They're both like sci-fi-ish. One's more magical than the other, but I could totally see like the beginning of the game being completely separate, and then they somehow kind of like find a portal together, and they figure out a way to like mix the mechanics.
I like that. That's creative.
Yeah. Play the Xenoblade side and then the Star Fox side. So I would be down with that.
I like it. This next question is for you. Why don't you take it?
Sorry, which one is it?
Number 7.
Number 7. Okay, Elias. What was Garrett playing on the 3DS the other day, and why wasn't it Metroid Samus Returns? Well, Elias, Metroid's not that good
You were
at
playing a
all.
better game.
I was playing a much better game than Metroid Samus Returns. I recently got back into it because I'm going back to the office a little bit, and so I have a little bit of a break in between. I've been playing Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask on 3DS. I actually wrapped up the first time loop.
What do you think so far?
I am enthralled with this game, especially the end of it and figuring out kind of like the whole premise of the game. I knew what was like the premise of the game, but the way they revealed it was actually astonishing to me. It was
with
like
going back in the clock tower and opening up the door and being like, oh my God, everything has just started over.
Yeah, like scene to scene, like everything that just reveals like, hey, you're gonna have to go back in time and figure out how to get that freaking mask off that imp. And I'm like, okay. And it's super dark too. I love how dark that game is. It's
you are gonna experience many dark moments in that game. It gets really, 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 really dark.
Good. This is like my kind of Zelda. Like when I got back to the beginning, like I'm ready to play this game to its completion. I played the Outer Wilds back in like 2019, and that follows the same mechanic of like going back and like doing it over and over again, and I really, really enjoy that game. And I kind of expect a similar thing. I'm sure it draws inspiration from Majora's Mask.
Probably.
And I'm doing it on the 3DS, so I get the extra enhancements, I get the journal, I get the hints, which is actually
the superior way to play.
Much better. It's so
way
much
better.
I don't need a guide.
It was too cryptic in the N64 version. Like, there's no reason for it to be that cryptic. Like, it doesn't tell you exactly what to do, but it like at least nudges you in the right direction, and it logs like what you've done so that you don't have to like remember it or write it down. It's much more, I think, quality of life friendly.
Yes.
Also,
Elias, I did beat Metroid Samus Returns. It's a good game. Yes, very much so.
Our Kern, is that Ryan?
Our Kern, yeah.
Okay, I've got a question. I'm debating on which version of Lego Skywalker Saga to get. I realize next gen is the easy answer, but I love my portable options on Switch. Have any of you heard about how it performs? I have not heard.
So, Lego games on Switch, I've heard, is not as good as it can be in terms of performance. It can slow down a lot when there's a lot of effects on there. I heard it can chug quite a bit in certain Lego games than others. I don't know specifically about Lego Skywalker Saga. I would honestly wait till like reviews of some kind or Switch like impressions. I'm sure Nintendo Life will have something or other websites. But Lego games are hit or miss on the Switch. So I would just, keep your hand on the tap there. Like honestly, if it's a day one purchase, I think I would prefer to do next gen console just to make sure you're stable. But if you're really wanting it on the Switch, then just wait it out and like look at reviews. That's
I think if there's a lot of slowdown, like you said, that's a reason definitely to do, next gen console. If it's just like maybe the graphics not being as good, like if the portability is that much more important to you. I agree. Wait for reviews. All right, we have two more quick ones here.
Two more.
Delvin posted a GIF of, well, I guess this gives it away, of Alf. He wanted to know, who is this, and have you ever watched the show? I did recognize it as Alf. I have not watched the show. I know, I should have put the image in there. I'm sorry, Garrett.
No, hold on. I'm looking it up real quick.
I spoiled what character it was.
Hold on, I'm looking it up. Delvin
wants to know if we young
I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen that.
He's testing us to see how uncultured we are.
Well,
Yeah.
how uncultured we are. Dove and I, we didn't live in the 70s, but we do know what that looks like. Yes.
Have you ever seen Alf, the show?
I have not seen Alf the show, but I've
Me neither.
recognized that character.
He looks
Um,
creepy.
I'm sure he's a nice man somehow, but I would probably not watch that show for sure. I would prefer to watch Muppets. When I see him, it's like Muppets instead of. I didn't even know it was a separate show or a separate character. But I've seen that character.
It's not related to the Muppets at all.
Okay, never mind then.
I don't think.
Oh, Delvin.
Isn't he like, I think he's an alien. I think it's kind of like an ET sort of deal where he's pre-ET, but like he's from space. I don't know. I could be totally wrong. I thought he was an alien and they're like nice to him or something like that. I don't know. People are probably like rolling their eyes at me right now. Last question. Jordan wants to know, Garrett, who's your video game waifu? Rebecca, husbando. And G-Man chimed in because he was not as assuming and said, Rebecca, who's your video game waifu? I think we had this question like a year ago. I remember it was like some show where it was me, you, Donnie, and I'm pretty sure Elaine was there. I don't think it was the first Christmas episode, but it might have been. That was a very eye-opening question for me when we had that, because I was trying to think and I could not name too many guy crushes, but I was able to name lots of girl crushes.
Nice.
So I think that awoken something in me, that question. My first male character crush was Riku in Kingdom Hearts 1 when I was like 8. The long flowing hair, he reaches his arm out to you, and then he turns evil. So cool. He's a villainized. Your friend was a villain. I liked Riku. Riku was cool. And then I had a lot more girl crushes in video games. I wrote some down when I played, and I think I said all these before, but it's been a while. When I played Harvest Moon, A Wonderful Life, growing up as a child, you could only be a male farmer. You can only be a boy. So you had to be a suitor to 3 bachelorettes, and I picked Celia. And so I married Celia, and I had a girl crush on Celia because she was perfect. She was lovely. She was kind. She was pretty. She was down to earth. I liked Celia a lot. I realized as an adult when I was playing Stardew Valley that I did not care for many of the bachelors. I really liked all of the bachelorettes a lot better, in particular Leah. Nice. Very down to earth, very cool. And then my like real girl crushes, like drooling over them, is Rachel Amber from Life is Strange, and then more recently Alex Chen from Life is Strange: True Colors.
Really? Oh, okay, cool.
Big old girl crushes on them. They're my video game waifus.
Nice. That's some good call outs there. Mine are mainly Japanese games because according to waifus. Definitely Yukiko from Persona 4. Definitely Lucina from Fire Emblem Awakening. Hold on, I'm forgetting the name. I always mess up the name, but the long
you gotta know your waifu's name.
Hair, yeah, I know. Fire Emblem Fates. Camille. Yeah, Camille. And Fire Emblem Fates. Also, oh gosh, I am forgetting names left and right. Hold on. It's my Persona 5 waifu. Hold on. Persona 5 characters. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I have to look this up.
It's very important.
It's a very first name, Makoto.
Ooh.
Makoto is my waifu in Persona 5. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the set list.
I think Mehdi guessed it. He was starting to list characters. That was the first one that he said.
Oh yeah, no. A lot of people like Makoto. Donnie likes Anne. And I like Anne too. Rize in Persona 4 Golden was pretty good as well. Yeah.
I don't know any of these. Jules wants to know, what about husbandos for you?
Husbandos, definitely Crom. in Fire Emblem Awakening. He's got that boy. He has that motivation and that like boy band hair too, and it's blue. It's like that's excellent. Edelgard from Fire Emblem Three Houses as well. That's like my number one go-to. Any other husbandos? No, I think Crom is an Ike as well. He's got huge muscles, dude. Like
he does.
He is a hunk. Let me tell you.
I always like this question. I will say though, going back to the Rachel Amber thing, like they make it hard to dislike her. Like she is awesome. She is so cool. She is so awesome.
She's rad.
She really is. Like I want to be best friends with her. She is so cool.
Akechi is kind of dreamy. Metagate, come on. Akechi is like, oh, I don't even want to. I'm not gonna spoil anything. Akechi is, I don't care for him.
I gotta play some of these games. I don't know any of them. I'm gonna Google all these characters afterwards and
sounds good.
Let you know. All right, that was a lot of questions. That was a lot of time. We managed to fill an hour and a half with basically no news. So thank you once again for sending us all these awesome questions. Like I feel like every week when I go through the questions, there's so many of them, and I'm like, okay, I'm only gonna pick the best questions, and then they're all so good. So like I have to pick them all. So we pick them all. Like we go. And we
send out the post so late too. Like
we do. I know. Surprised. We really do.
So thank you so much,
guys. Appreciated, and have fun playing Mario Kart. For those of you who are jumping in, I will be racing this weekend. I will be on stream Friday night at least, playing the new courses, probably again at some point in the weekend playing the new courses, and then things will start rolling. Anything else, Garrett?
Good. No, that's pretty much it for me. I can't wait to talk about the game I'm reviewing.
Oh, I'm so excited. Eventually. All right. Good night, Koopalings. See you next time.
Bye-bye.